Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Welcome to this series of lectures on cryptography and network security. Today's lesson is about an introduction wherein we are going to learn what is the meaning of computer security, network security, internet security, and about OSI Security Architecture specifically. So let's get into the video. So previously in olden days, the concept of information security in an organization was primarily provided with the help of physical and administrative mechanisms. Physically, information security was provided by making use of cabinets and locks, wherein the files which contain sensitive information was being stored. Administrative mechanism is like whenever personnel is being hired for an organization, they followed robust and stringent personal screening procedures to ensure that information security happens. Security of the information is ensured. So this requirements of information security for an organization underwent two major changes in the later years. One is because of the introduction of computers. So due to the computers, we started storing information digitally. So there is a need for us to make use of automated tools to protect those files which are now going to exist in digital format. And the other one is the introduction of distributed systems and the use of networks and communication facilities for carrying the data between the one computer to another computer or between the terminal user and the computer. So because of this also, we need, when data is going to travel on a network or over a communication facility, we need to protect the data during transmission and prevent the hackers from hacking the data. So that is about how information security has undergone major changes. So this has led to the definitions of three important terminologies. One is computer security. Now, computer security is nothing but a collection of all those tools, set of all those tools which are designed to protect the data and to prevent the hackers. Whatever tools we have to protect the data and prevent the hackers, everything will come under computer security. The second one is network security. I told you before, data is going to travel in a network. So it is going to get traveled over a communication facility. So measures which we take to protect the data during its transmission comes under network security. And the third one is internet security. So measures which we take to protect the data during its transmission over the internet. Now, internet, the definition for internet is nothing but it's a collection of interconnected networks. So whatever measures we take to protect the data over when it is transmitted over a collection of interconnected networks comes under internet security. So in this subject, in this course of cryptography and network security, we are mainly going to focus on internet security. That is when data is transmitted over a collection of interconnected networks, how are we going to protect the data and prevent the hackers? So basically, we can define internet security as consisting of all those measures which we take either to detect the security violations and then correct it, or to prevent the security violations. So all those security violations that involve the transmission and storage of information will come under internet security. So basically, we are going to talk about all those measures which we are going to use to prevent, detect, and correct the security violations involving the storage and transmission of information. So when I talk about security violations, basically internet security is about security violations. What do we mean by security violations? Let's say you have two users, user A and user B. User A transmits a file to user B. And you have another user, unauthorized user, user C. If he tries to read the file, download it, and makes use of it. Let's say the file contains some sensitive information like the salary information of employees. So another unauthorized user gains access to the file is an example of security violation. Or that unauthorized user C, creates his own file, and instead of the file which was sent by user A getting transmitted, the file which is sent by user C gets transmitted to user B, then that is also an example of security violation. So this shows the security trends over the past 10 years from 1990 to 2001. So from this figure, you can understand that the sophistication of the attacks has become more and more higher over the past 20 years. And similarly, the kind of knowledge and the amount of skills required to perform these attacks has become reduced over the past 20 years. Okay, so from this, we can understand that either we can make use of, at the basic level, we can make use of cryptographic algorithms to ensure the safety of the data, and as well as to counter the threats and the security attacks. At the higher level, we have to understand the techniques and the technologies. We should also think of the higher, the protocols which are involved, and we should also think of the operating systems and the threats involved when such operating systems are used. So let's talk about OSI Security Architecture. So when consider that, let's say you are the security manager for an organization, the manager responsible for security needs some systematic approach for defining the, effectively assessing the security needs of the organization, or if he has to choose some security product or security policy, he needs some way to evaluate it. So the security manager needs a systematic approach for assessing and evaluating the security policies. So one such systematic approach, which is being defined by the ITUT, is the OSI Security Architecture. ITUT stands for International Telecommunications Union Standardization Sector, which is basically a United Nations sponsored agency which develops standards relating to telecommunications. So this ITUT recommendation X.800 is called as the OSI Security Architecture. This OSI Security Architecture basically provides a systematic way for defining the task of network security, and it's also helpful for us for organizing the task of network security. Basically, for our course, it provides a useful abstract overview of all the security concepts which you are going to learn in detail. So basically, the OSI Security Architecture specifically focuses and explains about three things: security attacks, security services, and about security mechanisms. So a security attack is nothing but any attack which compromises the security of the information owned by an organization will come under security attack. Security mechanism is nothing but a process or a device, any process or a device which is designed to detect such a security attack and recover from it, or to prevent such a security attack will come under security mechanism. Security service is one which makes use of one or more security mechanisms to provide the security service, and basically it's nothing but a processing or a communication service which is designed to enhance the security of the data processing systems, or to enhance the security of the information transferred by an organization. So that is all about the introduction to the cryptography and network security course. In the further videos, we will discuss the detail about security attacks, security mechanisms, and security services. Thank you.